Welcome back, everybody. Still having problems with the mic. Ryan came in, tried to fix it, and I feel like I'm like dodging traffic here. Anyway, this next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about Trump, and this is a nice segue because the more Trump opens his mouth, the more his approval rating goes up. I was just looking at a poll today, and of course, there's a lot of people making the point that, you know, in 2007, everybody had Paul Ryan, I think it was Paul Ryan. You know, geez, he's going to be up there. There's a lot of other people that were high up. McCain was at the bottom, and look who won the primary. Now, here's the thing. One of the things that's very popular about Trump is he's saying what a lot of people want to say, but because of the liberal media and their vicious attacks when you exercise your First Amendment rights, they don't want to say it. They got a lot to lose. In fact, a lot of my Facebook friends say, you know, I wish I could say what this guy says. In fact, there's one guy, brother of a guy I went to a school with, who says, I agree 100% with Donald Trump. It isn't that I don't want immigration, but I don't want all the crime that comes with it. I don't want all the crap that comes with it. I don't want murderers set loose on the street. And if they commit a crime, I want them sent home. I want them sent away from here. I think that's a reasonable thing. I don't think Trump said the right thing the way he should have said it, but he could have said, listen, we need to turn the funnel around. Instead of having a giant funnel at our end and a giant funnel at the other end, let's narrow that. Let's narrow that funnel so that we don't have all these illegals coming over. And I know, I'm not going to be politically correct. I don't care if they're undocumented citizens, because they're violating our rules means they're illegal, right? They're creating crimes, and they're aliens. They're illegal aliens. That's the definition of what we're talking about. Oh, I also have a bug over here that just landed on my nose. Sorry about that. So these people come over, and last week Blake was pretty slick, because when I asked him, I said, well, do you think Mexico is sending their best and brightest over here? He said, well, I don't see that there's any coordinated effort by the Mexican government to send people here. Well, maybe I should rephrase that. One, there is a coordinated effort to have people come to the United States from other countries. Cuba is one of them, right? They like to load their criminals up and send them to South Florida. That was a big issue in the 80s. And Mexico, doesn't do anything to stop it. So even though they're not actively encouraging it, they're not doing anything to stop it either. So the more correct question is, do you think that these people that come over illegally into our country, do you think that they're the best and the brightest? Do you think they're the doctors and lawyers and architects that we want, and the engineers, and the people that are going to bring other people over to help build our country? Because if you know that what you're going to do if you commit a crime is you get deported, what's to stop you from committing a crime? Now, I work with a lot of I work with a lot of Latinos. I also work with a lot of other, non-Latinos that are here illegally through no fault of their own. I think there needs to be something to do for that, mainly kids. But when you actively seek to deceive governments just to be here, I think there needs to be a penalty for that. And I think what Donald Trump is saying is, in fact, accurate. I think that a lot of the illegal aliens that come here do not have a regard for our laws, and they're not going to be upholding our laws. Now, I've said it before on the show, so I'm not going to go over it again. I think that we need to revamp our immigration system so that it is not the giant mess it is today. And the truth of the matter is, and I've said this on the show, the mess we have today is the direct result of conservatives and Republicans voting. And I wish Blake was here because he'd tell me the exact year, either 1985 or 1986, when Reagan got in there, gave the people that were here illegally amnesty, and and we're not in this spot because of amnesty. We're in this spot because we've limited the visas to 5,000 per year for the whole world. Well, now how's that a good way to treat your neighbor? That isn't a good way to treat your neighbor. We need to have different programs in place so that we can maintain the quality of our lifestyle and be able to have guest workers in the country. I know a guy, he runs an IT group. He would love to have this person from India come over here, but he can't get him over here. He's tried everything legally. Funny thing is, his gardener's over here illegally. He just found out probably 3 days ago. Well, now what does he do? Does he turn him into ICE? Does he create problems for this guy's family that he's trying to support? What do you do? And the last thing we're going to talk about, illegal immigration is just another word for human trafficking. These guys aren't sending people up here and going, well, we'll help you get across the border and we'll take all this risk for free. These people are saving up $50,000 going into indentured servitude in order to be able to come to the United States. Now, when it comes to women, everybody's up in arms. Human trafficking, sex trafficking, all that's terrible. But they never stop to think, well, how do you think they really can get through this? How do you think that happens? Because they're using our illegal immigration system, not ours, but the scumbags that do this. So these slaves are indentured and they come over and they're forced to work doing whatever. There's a horror story after a horror story. Oh yeah, we're going to get you a job as a, waiter, waitress, maid, whatever it is. And these people come over and next thing you know, they're sex slaves, getting sold in brothels, made to work at the nudie bars, all that stuff. So at what point are we going to say slavery is enough? We outlawed slavery in 1860, but it continues to this day because the Democrats don't want to stop that flow, and other people don't want to stop that flow. Now, I'm not talking Republicans, but they created this mess. I think that this could be a winning thing for Donald Trump to be able to go, well, hold on, let's revamp this mess. Let's get this funnel turned around. Let's stop this human trafficking and the slavery that goes on. And if you really believe that everybody's equal and all lives matter, then why don't you join me in trying to stop by reforming our immigration system? Now, next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about what did I say was going on today? I said Ukraine. What? Trump. And we just got done talking about Trump. Thanks. Oh, my God. I miss Maddie already. Anyway, this next segment, we're going to talk a little bit. We're not going to spend a lot of time because it makes me so mad that I will just spend it. But we're going to talk about Planned Parenthood and how we really should defund it. I think we'll be interested. I think it'll be a very interesting discussion with me and Ryan. We'll be back right after this break.